What is going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be ranking the top 10 EX or extreme units in One Piece Bounty Rush. But before I get right to it, I want to ask you guys to please like the video, comment what you think of it, and subscribe, because at 1,000 subscribers I'm going to be giving away this account right here. I don't know exactly how many EXs it has, but it has a lot. And at 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to do that giveaway. So once I finally hit it, be sure to look out for the giveaway video. And without further ado, let's get right into it. So coming in at the number 10 spot, we have the original Four Emperors Blue Shanks. So he came out, I believe it was the first anniversary with the EX Blackbeard. And at that time, he was the most broken card in the game alongside Blackbeard, just uncompetable because they were the first EXs to ever come out. Now, fast forward a little bit, he ended up falling off a lot. He was one of the worst characters in the whole game, EX-wise at least. But somewhat recently, he did actually end up getting a buff. And this buff pushed him up the meta list way too much. He does not deserve to be here for how long he's been in the game. I'm happy he is, but this Four Emperor Shanks alongside Film Red Shanks just destroys the meta. I'm going to put him in the number 10 spot because there's a lot more new EXs that came out that are a lot more meta effective. But for now, he's going to stay at the number 10 spot, and let's go on to our number 9 spot. So coming in at the number 9 spot, we have a Kainu, aka Sakazuki. Now, he's also one of those OGs, not quite as old as Four Emperor Shanks, but he did come out a decent while ago. But he's still at the number 9 spot on this list. Now, he's an attacker, he's a red attacker, which isn't necessarily meta now, but even still, him being an attacker and with the skills that he has, his skills really lean a lot more towards defender because they're so map wide. But I don't know, either way, he's an extremely strong attacker with very solid defender skills, and I think he deserves the number 9 spot. If you disagree, be sure to let me know in the comments. But now we're going to go on to the number 8 spot. Now coming in at the number 8 spot, we have the original EX Luffy. Now I forever wish that I was able to get this character, but since he was never really guaranteed, it's whatever. He's a blue attacker that also switches between a runner and not a defender. But the reason why he's on this list are his skills. Now, going from normal, you can choose to either go into his Snake Man form or his Bounce Man form. And even those transitions deal some crazy damage. And then he gets his Gum Gum Gatling skills, which also just deal insane damage, and he can always transform back to his normal form. Now, he does get countered decently well in this meta, but the reason why I have him at the number 8 spot on this list is because just how easy he is to use. If you get him at like maybe your B league, you could definitely push up to at least like S or S minus just by brainlessly using this character. He's not quite that easy to use to get to like SS. Those are some characters that are still yet to come in this list, but he can easily get you to S, I'd say. And let's go on to the number 7 spot. Coming in at the number 7 spot, we have Film Z Zephyr. Now, I will forever just always wish that I got this guy when he came out. He's a really broken EX. He's a green defender, which makes his only real competition Gear 5 Luffy, which we will get to later down the line. Just to say, green is definitely the meta in this game right now, and probably will be for a good while. I mean, Roger just dropped again, which, again, all these green characters coming out, they're just going to rock this meta. So his abilities, very defender based, deal really high damage if you know how to use them, and he can just counter a lot of the Gear 5 Luffy counters, which puts them in a really good spot in this meta. So without further ado, let's get to the number 6 spot. So coming in at number 6 with a heavy heart, I'm gonna have to put Film Red Shanks. Now, before you guys get mad at me, I will say he's a green attacker who, of course, will forever be just one of the strongest characters in the game. He was the meta for the longest time in One Piece Bounty Rush, but now, in the current post Gear 5 Luffy, post 4.5 anniversary for the meta, he has fallen off drastically. He gets one-shotted by damn near everybody, including Gear 5 Luffy, which just dropped him off heavily. So, I mean, his skills still deal some crazy damage, but just comparatively to like Gear 5 Luffy or Big Mom or Zoro or even Kaido, he can't compare anymore. And it really sucks, but honestly, I'm happy he's not the meta anymore. He was really annoying to deal against. But without further ado, let's get on to our top 5. So speaking of him, at number 5, we have Green Onigashima Kaido. So he is easily a top 3 runner in this whole game. Of course, he's green. So green being the whole meta of this game, he just matches with any other green character. Disgusting to play against. He introduced the whole skill of this right here. This, basically, he uses it and goes straight to the furthest away enemy treasure, where he drops down on it, knocks whoever off of it, and can just pull it. Him introducing that skill into the game did make him meta for a decent little while, and then Film Red Shanks eventually took over. But with them both being green, they definitely dominated the meta together. But Kaido just has a slight advantage over Shanks to where he doesn't get one-shotted quite as frequently as Shanks. And that just being so important in this meta and being able to just jump on another flag instantly is just overpowered right now. So without further ado, let's go on to number 4. Coming in at number 4, we have Onigashima Zoro. Now, this man is able to counter the strongest character in the game right now. And for that sole reason, he's easily top 5. But without that, I would definitely still put him as a top 10, even if he didn't counter Gear 5 Luffy, because his skills, obviously they're not quite invincibility skills, but they deal less damage to him, and then he outputs just insane one-shot potential damage. And that being able to counter Gear 5 Luffy just shoots him straight up the EX tier list. Very solid character. He came out very recently, so hopefully guys were able to get your hands on him, because he is very important to bring into the games these days. And without further ado, let's get on to the top 3. So coming in at our number 3 spot, we have Onigashima Kid and Law. Now, with this character, I was between putting them at the number 2 spot or the number 3 spot, between the person that's coming next. And you'll see just who that is in a minute here. But that goes to show that even though they're a blue runner in the current meta that we have right now, they are still just game breaking. They are obviously runners, but they introduce the skill in the game of switching between 2 characters and having their own separate abilities while also having their own separate health bars. So I think the best skill between the two of them is Kid's Punk Vise, which deals insane damage in a crazy range. And if he just does that on a flag, he can do extreme defender value towards the team. Law has some really good skills too that also deal some really good damage. But just being able to switch between the two of them makes them a broken combo. But without further ado, let's get into the number 2 spot. Coming in at the number 2 spot, we have, of course, Onigashima Big Mom. Now, this character, alongside Green Kaido, kind of ran the meta just before Gear 5 Luffy, because it would either be Film Red Shanks alongside Kaido or Big Mom and King. Those are kind of the two team parties that you could have that would just destroy everything all the way up to SS League. Now, this character has invincibility traits, and she was able to introduce the mount feature in the game, mount and undo. Now, this introduces new skills and also turns her from a defender into a runner just by the click of a button. And this was able to just throw her to the top of the meta with no questions asked. Her skills deal crazy damage, are invincibilities, and she can just carry whatever team that she's put against. So let's get on to the number 1 spot. Coming in at the number 1 spot on the top 10 EX characters in One Piece Bounty Rush. You and I both know who it was going to be, and it's Gear 5 Luffy. So when he came out, not a lot of people were sure exactly where he would place in the meta. But as people leveled him up, as people pushed him to the higher ranks, he quickly climbed to the number 1 spot. That is because he is able to switch. He's a green. He's able to switch between attacker, defender, and runner just based on how he plays. If you're standing by a flag, he's a defender and he pushes the bar up quicker. If he's grabbing a flag, he's a runner, so he's pulling the flag quicker. And of course, if he's attacking, he's going to turn into an attacker. And those skill changes being introduced to the game just destroyed everything. He absolutely shattered the expectations for One Piece Bounty Rush. Kind of as expected, but also, you know, a lot of people had their doubts on him. But his Gum Gum Lightning is an invincibility skill. His Gum Gum Badgering Gun is a one-time use per life that he has, and it deals so much damage, it is just headache-inducing. And another hidden feature that he has somewhere in his traits here, if you hold down the attack button, he is able to counter normal attacks. So if you just hold it down and someone just goes to hit you after using their abilities and whatever, he just counters them, throws them off the flag if he's defending, which I would recommend staying mostly as a defender with him, because he's not necessarily the biggest one-shot type of person, except for the fact of that one skill. So he can really just do everything. Easily my number 1 character in this game, and he should be yours too. If you have your doubts, be sure to type them in the comments. Let me know what you think, because I love hearing your guys' opinions. And yeah, guys, that's been it. I'll see y'all later.